Good evening. Oh, it's finally Friday. Another week has come to an end. And all the excitement and joys and fun that has come this week has really started making me think about things. I think about, I was watching a video today and it said if you wanted wisdom, seek God, because God would gives us all our wisdom. And the guy said he always prayed and asked God to give his children wisdom. And my mind's been really running wild lately with how kids are, why they do the things they do, and why time is so much different now than it was when I was younger, or my mom was younger, or her mother was younger. Why things were so much different. My grandmother is, my dad's mom is like 85, 86, something like that. And she still works circles around most people. She's very active. Brett's grandmother, she passed away a year ago. And she was 95, 96 when she passed away. She could work circles around you. She slowed down the last few years, but she still wanted to cook those big Thanksgiving dinners and just wanted to be useful, wanted to feel like she had purpose. And she would want to wash clothes. I mean, it tired her out to wash a load of clothes and or just done a couple of loads of laundry and dry them and fold them. But she still wanted to stay busy, still stay active. That's how she said she kept going. That's why I guess she lived to be as old as she was. And I get to thinking about kids today, and my generation for that matter. We look for ways not to do anything. There's days I come home from work and I'm just like, I really don't want to do anything. Just lay around, do nothing today. And I get to thinking about all the activities and all the work and everything that used to go on. Especially like when my kids were little. All the things that we were into. It's kind of a little bit slower now that we're older and they're not into as much stuff. But I get to thinking about the way we teach our children and what we teach our children. Just having this very conversation with a colleague the other day. Babies don't know how to do anything. We teach them how to behave, how to do things. And we have to be responsible for teaching the children. Regardless if they're our children or not, children are still looking to the adults for how they're supposed to behave and how they're supposed to react to things. If we react in anger, then they think, hey, that's how you're supposed to react to this situation. And I thought, experience is the greatest teacher, I reckon. Because I can tell my kids all day long how to do something. But in the end, if I show them, they learn better. I taught my personal children, my son and my daughter, how to walk. How did we teach them how to walk? We held their little hands and showed them, one step in front of the other. Showed them how to tie their shoe by tying their shoe. Taught them how to put on a jacket by helping them put on the jacket. And everything they learned by someone showing it. So why is it such a far stretch to realize that they're going to behave the way we behave? if we respond to things with joy, they'll respond to things with joy. If we find happiness in things, they'll find happiness in things. But if all we see is somebody griping, complaining, and just always negative, 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 then that's how they grow up. Thinking everybody's against them, nobody likes them. I said that in my own kids. For the longest time, I didn't think my opinion mattered. I didn't think that I knew anything that was of value. And so I didn't have a lot of confidence in stuff. And my husband was about like me. And our daughter is a lot like us. She don't hold a lot of confidence. She don't have, well, she didn't. She does now, but she didn't growing up. Because she didn't see a lot in my husband and myself. But over time, we've realized that, no, our opinions did make a difference, and what we thought did matter, and we were somebody. And when we finally started getting our heads wrapped around that, it's taken her a little while, but our daughter's figured that out. And our son, who is several years behind her, he's always kind of, we had already started making changes by the time he came along. So he's a lot more confident. And he is very sure of himself. He still sometimes second guesses himself, but I know that's second nature for us all. But he didn't have to learn a lot. He didn't have to overcome things like our daughter in that field, because by the time he came along, my husband and I had gotten confidence in ourselves and confidence in our parenting, I think, a little more. By the time he grew up enough to start really paying attention to that. When our daughter was born, we both were like, we have no idea what we're doing. And I think a lot of her insecurity, she learned. And it took a long time for her to become a strong, confident woman that she is today in her own strength, because she didn't see that example in us. Now, she did in other people, and I think that's where she probably picked a lot of it up. There's other people around her that was. Her grandparents, for one. And she learned to be a strong, confident woman from being around others. And my husband and I, we finally did start getting a little more confidence in parenting and other things, and I think that did make a difference. But in those formative years when she was the youngest, I think our insecurities, she learned them first. She learned to be insecure because that's what we were. And as we learned to be more strong, she started watching that, and she started becoming stronger. By the time Jesse came along, though, we had a little more confidence in ourselves. And so he didn't really see a lot of the insecurity that our daughter had. But now Samantha's become a strong, independent woman who can make her own mind up and do things on her own. And she is, I sometimes say hard-headed and strong-willed, but she has done a lot of different things. And I don't know. It really just thought, that's just my thought. I just couldn't help but think our children look to us for guidance, but they also watch how we handle things. And because of how we handle things, that's how they learn. I think sometimes we don't always strive to show them peace. And I think, in the world we have today, a lot of conflicts going on. And I think that the children are learning it's okay to have conflict. It's okay to fight. It's okay to be mean to people. Because it seems like with each generation, things have gotten a little worse. Or a little harsher. We pulled pranks when I was growing up, but not pranks that would hurt somebody. And today, it just seems like it's worse. And I know we didn't have a lot of the influences that children today have. We didn't have social media. We didn't have computers and all kinds of access to anything we wanted to learn. You know, and maybe that has a lot of influence on it. I think that's something that we have to think about. Is kids are little mirrors. They're almost like little recorders. They're taking in everything we say and do, and they're showing it back to us in how they act, speak, and do. And if we don't like what we see, maybe we should look at ourselves and say, hey, what did I do? And why are they behaving the way they are behaving? Are they doing something they've seen me do or someone else? Because they learn from experience, just like the rest of us. And what they experience and what they see is by watching adults. Because they're always looking up to somebody. Makes me think, am I being the kind of person God needs me to be for that small person to look up to? And am I teaching them to believe in someone else and to make a difference? God bless.